Now, just going back to yesterday and in Eldorado Park, where we went and shone light on that community and a focus on children and child safety, we got to speak to so many people there and people doing a good job of trying to protect children, but also the problems are many. Now, though there are systems and laws that are designed to protect children here in South Africa, including, of course, the Children's Act, children are still under siege with an increasing number of child abuse cases that sometimes lead to a loss of life. And to highlight this, we went yesterday out to Eldorado Park, visited that community in the south of Johannesburg and spoke to some mothers as well from the area. So we're still here in Eldorado Park this morning and just speaking to members of the community about their lived reality on a daily basis and focusing on the children in this community and their safety, or should I say the lack thereof. And of course, the children are going through it, but so are the parents in so many instances, because whilst there are parents who themselves are abusing substances and neglecting their children, there are parents who are actually present, but that does not absolve them. It does not shield them from the ills of society and what goes on. And I have two such parents with me now. To my immediate right, I have Habiba Adams. She's a parent, as well as Cindy Lee Payne. And I've asked both Habiba and Cindy Lee just to speak to us, explain to us what their reality is and what their fears are for their children, and just how these socio-economic, psychosocial ills have impacted them as parents here in Eldorado Park. Habiba, I'm going to start with you.
Okay, good morning everyone. Drug abuse is actually the kind of thing that it has a great difficult impact on our lives most of the time, especially when you find on our girl side mainly, and boys, where they have children. Some of them are abusing their own kids, basically. And you will find that at this point now, I have a 30-year-old in my house who she's currently mentally unstable. She was diagnosed with bipolar. She was diagnosed with depression. Which means, where is it coming from? Over the past 10 years now, we've been battling this. Rehabs give you a period of 6 months. What is not 6 months, 6 weeks. What is 6 weeks? 6 weeks is nothing. Coming out, they lapse the same day. So what is the way forward for us as parents? We're fighting this thing. You have to look after a 30-year-old, plus you have to look after the children as well. How is it affecting them? Mentally, psychologically, because you cannot expose a 5-year-old to a drug abuse mother to say that this is your mother, go look after your mother, or you have to respect your mother. That child don't know anything. He doesn't know anything. He grew up with a memory saying that this is what my mother looked like. This is who my mother is. We don't want that for our children. We want only the best for our kids. And how do we do it? We seek help from every instant that we get, but we don't get it. You find that you have to pay rehabs a ridiculous amount of 7,500, 8,000, 10,000 for a period of 6 months or 9 months period. What do you get out of that? You are a struggling parent. You're struggling already because their child is already draining you with that substance, because they're robbing you, they're stealing your mental health, they're stealing your emotional health, they steal everything from you. And who are you? You are the mother that has to be firm. You have to stand for their child. You're fighting for everybody. So you fight not only for your child, but for the child next door as well.
And, you know, I was asking Habiba off air, and she was telling me that the child was all good and well, normal, if you will, until the substance abuse started. But you also shared, you know, a rather scary experience of your daughter trying to bathe her child.
At one point, she was diagnosed with schizophrenia. So she was hallucinating most of the time. And we found that she bathed her 4-year-old then in hot water, saying she's washing off the demons. That's how scary drug abuse is. That's really a time where we said that now we have to do something. We really have to do something. And the saddest part of it all, it's either you come out clean or you don't. When you do come out clean, you're lucky. When you don't come out clean, you sit with mental illness, depression, anxiety, and also schizophrenia. And schizophrenia is the most dangerous thing. Bipolar is the most dangerous thing. So you have to pacify that person, because you're not dealing with an adult anymore, you're dealing with a child. Because it's like a child throwing a tantrum. When their child wants something, you have to give it to their child. That's how dangerous drug turns out our young people, our mothers, our fathers. That's how bad it is. As is now, we're just grateful that finally we got some help with Pastor Kester and them, because we're working on a program with them to get her better. And if that not had happened, I don't know, I don't think where we would have been. Thank you.
And then, Cindy Lee, you know, you also fearful for your 18-year-old, as you were telling me, but you know, give us some context and exactly what it is that you go through.
Good morning. So I don't experience drug abuse in my household. However, it's a constant and daily fear I have for my children. I'm a mother of 4, my eldest being 18. So he's exposed to these ills every single day. And obviously you as a parent, you're concerned for your safety of your kids every day. So basically I just constantly fear for my children. Even playing outside, going to school is also, you're constantly in panic as a parent in living in Eldorado Park. So yeah, that's what we're going through in our community right now.
And what is it that you fear? You know, is it that your children may fall prey to these social ills? How is that perceived by not just the community, but by their peers who may live in a much more liberal environment, so to speak?
Me being a present parent, I've constantly sat on him. I've guided him up until this age. So every day when he goes out of the house, he's exposed to these things. So I'm, as a parent, I'm constantly praying that he should not fall victim of these abuses in our community.
Well, thank you so much, Cindy Lee and Habiba, just giving us their perspective, their reality as parents raising children in Eldorado Park. I'm literally out of words at this point, because there's just so much. And as I say, it's overwhelming, and we're talking about one community, and this is a story, this is a situation that is replicated throughout every township in South Africa to varying degrees. So there's so much that needs to be done, but it has to be done, otherwise the society will perish. And of course, we'll continue bringing you more on this series as we continue to focus on our children and trying our best to protect them.